Hey guys, what's going on? Jake Truitt here. Welcome back to another episode of my podcast series, Cinema Time. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about the next movie in the Harry Potter franchise, which is the sequel, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. As I said, guys, these next few episodes are going to be about the Harry Potter movies 1 through 8, so stick around, bear with me for the next few episodes, because like I said, we're doing all the Harry Potter movies, one episode per week. Will be about a different movie for the next few weeks. So let's dive right into Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So as I said before, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is a direct sequel to Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets also is rated PG. It came out in the year 2002. It is fantasy adventure as well, as they all are, and it has a runtime of 2 hours and 38 minutes. Places you can watch this movie are Peacock, Max, which was formerly known as HBO Max, Amazon Prime Video premium subscription. You can also rent it on Fandango at Home and Apple TV, as well as Google Play Movies and TV as well. This movie actually won an award, BFCA Critics' Choice Awards for Best Family Film. And for those who are curious as to what the direct sequel, for those who have not seen Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, is about, this is essentially the synopsis and or the plotline. It says, the second installment of Boy Wizard Harry Potter's Adventures at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, based on the novel by J.K. Rowling. A mysterious elf tells Harry to expect trouble during his second year at Hogwarts, but nothing can prepare him for the trees that fight back, flying cars, spiders that talk, and deadly warnings written in blood on the walls of the school. This film was also directed by Chris Columbus. The exact release date of this movie was November 14th, 2002 in the United States. Some of the popular cast includes Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, Richard Harris, Bonnie Wright, Jason Isaacs, Christian Coulson, Alan Rickman, Tom Felton, Toby Jones, Fiona Shaw, Richard Griffiths, Julie Walters, John Cleese, Robbie Coltrane, Maggie Smith, Matthew Lewis, Warwick Davis, Shirley Henderson, Miriam Margolyes, Chris Rankin, Harry Melling, Tom Knight, James Phelps, Oliver Phelps, Gemma Jones, Mark Williams, and just a bunch of other big actors and actress names. Now, actors that I named off, some of them who are not in The Sorcerer's Stone. Mark Williams plays Arthur Weasley, Ron's dad. Tom Knight plays Mr. Granger, aka Hermione Granger's dad. He's in there for a brief moment. Miriam Margolyes, who plays Pompona Sprout. She's Professor Sprout in herbology class. Shirley Henderson, who played the ghost Moaning Myrtle. Christian Coulson, who played Lord Voldemort, aka Tom Marvolo Riddle. Jason Isaacs, who plays the role of Lucius Malfoy, Draco Malfoy's father. Kenneth Branagh, who plays Gilderoy Lockhart. And just a few others here and there that were not in the first film that make appearances in the second film. The movie received a 7.4 out of 10 rating on IMDb and an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. Honestly, I think 82% is a decent score, but I think it should have gotten a bit higher. My personal opinion, I would say this film deserved at least a 97-98%, just because a lot of people have said that The Chamber of Secrets is their favorite Harry Potter movie, and there's a lot of reasonings as to why people have said that, just because not only is it a continuation of the films itself, but also because it has a slightly darker story. The first one had a fairly dark story, but it was more lighthearted, more family-oriented. This one definitely has a lot darker things behind it, darker themes. It really shows you that Harry's journey has started to take a dark turn with, the return of Lord Voldemort in some form. And there's just a lot of darker things that are happening at Hogwarts that basically he's not he's not a little kid anymore like he was in the first movie, This movie ranged a box office rating of $878 million worldwide. And now we will jump into some interesting facts about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets that you may or may not have known. So there is a scene in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets where Hagrid gets taken to Azkaban, essentially for a falsified thing that was testified against him, and he already understands why he's got to go. And in this moment, he tells Ron and Harry that are under the cloak of invisibility that Harry gets in the first movie as a Christmas present. He tells them that if anyone would know where something is, it would be to follow the spiders. Yep, that'd be it. There's my little impression of Hagrid for you guys as well. So anyway, Ron and Harry have to go into the Forbidden Forest and follow the spiders, which, I am arachnophobic. I know it was just fake, but still, it gives me the creeps and the chills. But they have to go in and find Aragog, who was once Hagrid's pet spider in the film, and they basically find out that there's blood written on the walls. It says, "The Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the heir beware." The heir to the Salazar Slytherin, basically. Everyone seems to think that Harry is the heir to Salazar Slytherin because Harry, you learn, spoiler alert if you haven't seen this, go watch the movie first before you listen to this podcast. Harry, you learn, is what's known as a parseltongue. Basically, he can speak to snakes and he can also talk snake language. That's why in the first movie, in the zoo scene, when the snake looks at him and says, "Thanks," that's why Harry can understand, and that's why Harry can talk to him and understand him beforehand, because the scar he has connects him with Voldemort, you learn, and that's one of the reasons, as I said, he can talk to snakes, and that's why he can also hear Voldemort's voice, you learn, when nobody else can. But anyway, in this big scene with Aragog, the giant spider, you come to find out they think that Hagrid first opened the Chamber of Secrets when he was a student at Hogwarts and he was expelled, and Aragog used to be a smaller spider, still big, but a smaller one nonetheless, and it used to be Hagrid's pet, and it ran off into the Forbidden Forest. So when Ron and Harry encounter Aragog, Aragog then reveals that Hagrid was innocent all those years ago, and he should not have been expelled from Hogwarts, and Harry and Ron think, oh, Aragog is a friend of Hagrid's, so he's not going to harm us. Well, that takes a turn for the worse when Aragog sends his spiders on Harry and Ron. And he basically, sends his spiders to kill Harry and Ron, essentially. But for this scene specifically, one of the facts I have here is... Sorry, I just wanted to give you a little context beforehand. The fact is Rupert Grint, a.k.a. Ron Weasley, has never watched the big spider scene. It says more in depth, it's fairly well known that Rupert Grint, much like his character Ron Weasley, suffers from arachnophobia, which I do myself too. But did you know that the actor's fear of spiders is so intense that he's never watched the full scene in Aragog's Hollow? In the documentary Creating the World of Harry Potter, he admitted that he felt uneasy filming the scene with the giant spider, and when watching the movie in theaters, he found the sequence so absolutely terrifying that he couldn't even look. Another fun fact we have here, Jason Isaacs, who played Lucius Malfoy, aka Draco Malfoy's father, actually wanted to play Gilderoy Lockhart instead. It says it's hard to imagine anyone else but Jason Isaacs as Lucius Malfoy, but the actor almost skipped out on the role. He initially auditioned to play Gilderoy Lockhart, and when director Chris Columbus told him to try for Malfoy instead, he resisted, thinking it was too similar to his previous well-known role as Captain Hook in Peter Pan. "I thought," he said, "well, I don't want to play two children's villains," he said in Return to Hogwarts Reunion special. Luckily, he was convinced to sign on and ended up expressing gratitude for the opportunity. Another fun fact we have here is there's a theory that Dobby the House Elf was based on Vladimir Putin. Interesting. I did not know that myself. As I said, it's a theory, so it's not necessarily true. But here's what they're saying about this. It says, yes, really. While it's never been confirmed, there's long been a rumor that the design for the house elf Dobby was based on none other than Russian leader Vladimir Putin. The resemblance is so uncanny that some Russian lawyers planned lawsuits against Warner Brothers for the character due to Putin finding it offensive, but the cases went nowhere, as it was just a character that was created for fantasy purposes. Another interesting fun fact, it says some of the very best lines in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets were improvised. While many of the Chamber of Secrets' best lines came straight from the book, some memorable quotes were actually improvised on the spot. Tom Felton, who played Draco Malfoy, came up with Malfoy's, "I didn't know you could read," line to Harry as Goyle because he forgot the real line to say, but Columbus liked it so much he kept it in. Later, the exchange between Lucius Malfoy and Harry in which the elder man says, "Let us hope Mr. Potter will always be around to save the day," and Harry responds with, "Don't worry, I will be," was also improvised. Again, more impressions for you guys. Another interesting fact is that Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is the only Harry Potter movie in the franchise with a post-credits scene. Despite post-credit scenes being the norm for many big franchise films, Chamber of Secrets is actually the only installment in the Potter series to have one. In case you forgot, it was a quick scene that showed an advertisement for Who Am I?, the forthcoming book from the memory-addled Gilderoy Lockhart, but that was all we got. Another interesting fact is a Cambridge professor created Parseltongue, aka the language of the snakes, in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. To come up with the sounds and tones of Parseltongue, the language spoken by snakes, the Potter team hired Francis Nolan, a linguistics professor at the University of Cambridge. He created a thorough language that J.K. Rowling had to make a guide to teach the actors how to speak it properly. And one more fun fact for you guys, the set for the Chamber of Secrets was the franchise's biggest ever. The Potter franchise featured many impressive sets over the years, from the Great Hall to the Quidditch pitch, but the one built for the Chamber of Secrets might be the most noteworthy of all. It was the series' all-time biggest creation, measuring nearly 250 feet long and 120 feet wide. Holy cow, that's insane. As was the first one, this movie, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, is one of my all-time favorite movies. I have a lot of favorite movies because I'm a big movie buff, but you know, with these Harry Potter movies, you'll probably hear me say these in all the episodes, that these are one of my favorite movies of all time. It's because each Harry Potter movie is one of my favorite movies of all time in their own ways for different reasons. The Sorcerer's Stone, just because it was so heartfelt and so, family driven. The Chamber of Secrets, because it's just so intense and it really showcases the friendship, bonding, and forming that Harry, Ron, and Hermione have with each other, and it's just so action-packed and so intense, and it is definitely, if you guys have not seen it, I guarantee that you will love every second of it. Like I said, you can go watch it on Max, formerly known as HBO Max, Peacock, YouTube, subscription premium, or Primetime, Amazon Prime Video. You can rent it on Google Play Movies and TV, Apple TV, and Fandango at home. But if you have not seen this movie, go watch it and then come back and listen to this podcast, as I did give things away from the movie. But this movie is phenomenal. It is intense. It is heartfelt as well in certain areas. And I guarantee this is a movie that you will be showing your kids, and one day your kids will be showing their kids, as with the rest of the Harry Potter movies. But those are coming in the coming weeks, guys. As I said, I'm going to be doing, as I do with all my podcasts, I'm going to be doing one episode a week about different movies. But as I said, today's episode was about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Next week, we'll be talking about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the third installment in the Harry Potter film franchise. I look forward to hearing from you guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. And like I said, if you have not seen Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets or any of these movies, go watch these movies. Go read the books. They're all phenomenal. I guarantee you're going to love every second of reading them and watching them. And with that, guys, this has been your host, Jake Truitt, saying, when the movie starts, please be quiet and courteous and silence your cell phones and enjoy the show. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.